Well, this means everything. This is the beginning. I think this is where, we transfer from boys to men. I tell people all the time, we're phenomenal athletes before we get here. We're standout athletes, but during my time here, there was definitely a huge transformation, just from being a talented athlete to being a man amongst the boys. And that was our mindset when we played ball here. And I always tell everybody, we did it for the guys beside us. There were times where we couldn't stand, where we probably couldn't see, where we were so fatigued and tired and bodies beat up. But, I looked to Vince Wilfork to my side. I looked to Clint Porter to my left. And, those guys are the ones, we keep pushing, and we kept pushing each other. And that's why we were so successful.
When you got the call, was it something you had hoped you would get?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We were putting a lot of hard work and dedication during my time here, and I had a lot of phenomenal athletes that helped contribute to my success. But this is definitely something that you dream of. There's a lot of standout and phenomenal athletes that have passed through University of Miami, but haven't gotten that call. So to be able to get this call, being in my home base, Miami, it's phenomenal. There's no better feeling.
Is it about the call because of so many great athletes that have come through the year?
No, it's just about the call in general. You understand when you're there in the moment. You understand what you've put in and what you've endured. The great coaches that we've had. There's a lot of guys and coaches, that had a key impact on my success in my time doing the University of Miami. Obviously, the players had a huge impact, and you just look forward to that call. Period. It doesn't matter who has been here before you or after you. Just understanding what you did and what time you put in and the hard work and dedication, and obviously how you produce between those white lines is what matters.
Is it special coming in with Vince too?
Oh, absolutely. That's the guy that allowed me to eat in the back end. The defensive backs are nothing without the defensive lineman, and everyone knows that. So, and obviously he was, if not the best defensive lineman I've ever played with, a future Hall of Famer, two-time Super Bowl champion. But when during his time here, Vince was not only a great defensive lineman, but he was a phenomenal athlete and a phenomenal teammate. You come in as teammates, but you leave as brothers. And I think that's something that we hold dear to our heart.
You talked about your playing days and your teammates. When you look at the state of the U now with Manny Diaz in charge, what are you thinking?
I really don't know what to think. Manny Diaz is an exciting guy. He's a firecracker type of guy. He brings the energy that we need. But as well as I know that UM has been in the slump for quite a number of years now, and it's going to take a lot more than the head coach to get those guys back. It's going to take attitude. It's going to take leadership. That's something that I speak about all the time. Is we have phenomenal leaders. You see a guy, Ken Dorsey, 6'5", lanky guy, but the general that he was. It was phenomenal. I've never seen anything like it, till this day on a collegiate level. Whatever he said, you had Ed Reed, Andre Johnson, Jeremy Shockey, you had those guys to back you up. So there was no way you're going to go against what Ken Dorsey said. But he didn't just get that role. He earned that role. And I think that's something that the younger guys have yet to do. You might have leaders, but what makes a strong collegiate team is not 1, 2, 5, 6 leaders. It's 100 leaders. Everyone just leads differently.
Based on what you're saying and how things transpire, you said Manny's a firecracker.
Well, you won't know that until the season starts, and obviously as time goes on. You can't say that he's the right guy now. Am I thinking he's the right guy? I sure hope so. I would love to get back my bragging rights that I've once had. When talking about University of Miami, but Manny Diaz, the way you can see the way he had the defense playing, top 5 defense in the nation. Those guys flew around. They played phenomenal. They played great ball together. To now transition to the head coach, I don't think it's going to be any different for him. But are those guys going to be able to win games for him? It's going to be the question. I don't doubt Manny Diaz and what he can do as a head coach. But as far as the players, they definitely have to show a lot more.
So it sounds like this whole resurgence is going to be based more on the players taking ownership for this thing in your mind than any coach.
It's always based on the players. It's always based on the players. I'm a strong believer in coaches coach, players play the game. You can always have the right scheme, the right tools. You can have the most phenomenal players, but if the players don't go out there and execute as a team and have that chemistry as a team, then it doesn't matter. You know, it's really irrelevant when you're talking about playing between those white lines. So Manny Diaz can be the best of the best coach, and if those players don't go out there and give him 200% effort and develop 200 leaders, you know, just not on the football team, just around the campus in general. You know, I think that's what made us phenomenal. It wasn't just about the football team. It was everyone else around. It was your peers, you know, pushing you. You know, you want to go out. No, don't go out. You got to work out in the morning. Or don't do this. You know, it's everyone around you. It has to be a collective effort.